how familiar were you with the sort of Lady of the Lake mystique of Nimue before you even, got the call to sign on to this?
The Arthurian legends in general are these incredible legends that are kind of ingrained into all of us and that we're all so familiar with. But often when we think of the Arthurian legends, we think of the male characters like Arthur and Merlin and the Knights of the Round Table. And I think what was really interesting to me is that, we very seldom, if ever, dive into the stories of the female characters, particularly one of the most prolific characters and most iconic characters, which is the Lady of the Lake. So I actually signed on after reading a draft of the book, no finalized scripts, but it was a story that I just immediately gravitated to, not just because of the Arthurian legend, not just because it was a new perspective, but also I think it's really important to tell the story of heroines and the true story of a heroine and all of those obstacles that are specific to a woman's journey. And those roles as a woman are far and few between. So it was something that I just knew I had to be a part of.
Nimue is sort of this like beacon of courage for the Fae and like for everyone around her. But like, do you have a sense of where that courage comes from? Like, she's very courageous from an early age.
I think it's interesting because when we first see her, she's so restless and such an outcast. And, she has been ostracized because of these gifts that she has, or this curse, this thing that she doesn't understand, and other people don't understand it, so they fear her. And I really feel for her because when we first see her, she has gone through so much loss and so much sadness, and then she just continues to go through so much loss and so much sadness. And to me, I think it's kind of that thing of people who have gone through so much adversity are even more compassionate because they don't want other people to go through that because they know how it feels. And so I think a lot of her empathy and a lot of the bravery and things that she does, which for maybe some other individual would sound, crazy. For her, I think it just comes from a deep place of empathy and a deep place of love and caring. Even though she's been so lonely, she really does care about other people. But I also think that her courage and her bravery and everything that she has inside her, she's obviously a product of her two parents. And as you'll see when you watch the show, she has two very, very incredible parents who she kind of follows in the footsteps of.
It's funny because like she has this courage and bravery, but it doesn't necessarily seem to endear her to like the people of the sky folk. Do you know what I mean? Like they're kind of like, she's dangerous, get her out of here. And I'm wondering if that's just like fear is something different.
I think a lot of it is, for sure. She has this thing that people don't understand, and what a lot of us do when we don't understand things, we're scared of it. We don't know what it is, it's not familiar. And she is that.
Which famous or not famous sword do you covet? Like, which one would you like to wield?
Honestly, after playing this, none. We've had a lot of discussions and conversations about who should wield a sword of power, and it's too powerful for anyone. I don't think any person in the world should have that much power. But if I did, like if I had like a parental control on a sword that would allow me not to do bad things with it, then I think, I really can't think of a sword that is more powerful or iconic than the sword, Excalibur. Like that is the sword. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I'm trying to think, what other sword would I want?
It would just be aesthetics. Do you know what I mean? Like, well, those are pretty.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, then I have to say Princess Bride, the one that what's his face? My name is Amigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepared to die. There's some beautiful swords in that.